you very much for coming. That's Jeff Coffin over there.
Out the gate! Out the gate!
So that was straight shot from Mohegan Sun Arena 2023. And that was the first time it was ever played. It was played tonight in Vegas. Welcome to the DMB post-show stream. Very soon we'll be talking to fans who were just at the show in Las Vegas, the first full-band show. But of course, guys, we always got to have that intro. So sit tight, enjoy the intro, and I'll have a little opening. And then in about 5 to 10 minutes, I will be able to have some people come on and share their experience live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to everyone like me who's up late. It's 2:10 a.m. here in the East Coast. Shout out to everyone in the Midwest and, of course, the Mountain Time Zone as well. But the DMB post-show stream starts now.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. Henderson, what up? Carson City, what up? Reno, what up? Tahoe region, what up? Shout out St. George, Utah. Paradise, what up? North Las Vegas, what up? Shout out to the Hoover Dam. Nidos, California, what up? What up? What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34, and we are going to be talking to some fans from Las Vegas. These fans made the trek out to see DMB, and so let's go ahead. We're gonna start off with Kayla, who stayed nearby the venue, and we're gonna talk to her about her experience coming out to Las Vegas for this first DMB show, full band show of the year. Kayla, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm trying to find like kind of a quiet place to go because I'm in a casino right now.
Understandable. We appreciate you coming on here. And while Kayla's getting a quieter place, this show was extremely unique. We have more covers than any individual album outside of Under the Table and Dreaming. That is very unique. We had our first Dancing Nancy's to be an encore set since 2015. And we had some Dave and Friend songs that were covers come to the full band for the first time ever. And in this case, you had Will It Go Round in Circles, again, played first time full band, amongst other songs. Kayla, what was it like being there tonight?
You know, being in such a small venue, the energy was absolutely just amazing. And, you know, my husband, he's not a huge D&B fan, but I brought him here just because it's Vegas. And he had a great time, and he really enjoyed the David Bowie cover, Just Dance. That was absolutely amazing. And then I was kind of telling him, like, after Jimmy thing, like, maybe expect Brick House, but then they pulled off some other covers, which was amazing. So it was really, really exciting.
Definitely. And a lot of covers. I mean, obviously, Vegas is known. I've been there and seen some impersonators myself. So they had a lot of different covers that they played. What was the crowd like as far as casual, hardcore, in the middle? What was like? What did it feel like the fan makeup was there tonight?
It was cute because there were a lot of men that had, like, you know, the tour T-shirts on, but with blazers, and a lot of women that had like sequins. I think I'm wearing little sequins. So it was different from like our usual like casual shorts and T-shirt vibes from the summer. We felt like we were a little bit more dressier, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it was different vibe than usual.
And before the show, how were the lines to get in? How was like the rush to the pit? Did it seem like a lot of people got there early? People filing late?
Well, we had seats. We were in section 305, and so we hung out at Brewdog Brewery beforehand, and there were so many fans there, which was awesome to see. It was a great spot to hang, and but getting in the venue was flawless. It was actually, as a matter of fact, like we had a drink in our hand from the brewery, and they just gave us a clear cup to put it in, and said that we can pour it in the clear cup and just head on into the venue. So that was different than usual. So yeah, it was a very laid back vibe in that regard, but dressier.
That is awesome that you could keep your drink poured in a plastic cup and walk into a venue. And I know Vegas, you know, being there, you can carry around open containers. But my guess would be, hey, you go into a music venue or a concert, they're gonna be like, no, pour it out. You got to buy it at our concession stand. So that's cool. Now, one of the things that people talked about before this show, some people had been to other shows here at the theater, was the sound. And obviously, it's the Dolby Theater. People think, or Dolby Live at Park MGM, but Dolby is known for their surround sound and various sound and audio. DMB had their listening parties in Cali and New York with specific Dolby Atmos sound. So how was the sound tonight in the venue compared to your average amphitheater show?
Amazing. I mean, I'm used to my home venue is West Palm Beach, so obviously the sound there is great but different. The sound at Dolby was very crisp and clear. A lot of bass, and it was a different sound. It was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed the smaller venue and being inside versus being at an amphitheater.
And you're not the only person that said the bass stood out. Someone had texted me about that specifically, that the bass, you could really feel it in this venue. What was your favorite song of the night?
You know, since my husband's not a huge Dave fan, I feel like we really enjoyed Lover Lay Down. I know that's kind of cliche, but all in all, my favorite was probably Dancing Nancy's in the encore. It was electric. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, I was not there. I was listening on the couch tour, but the Lover Lay Down. Anytime Jeff Coffey can play that sax, it is. I want more. I want a sax solo in 41. I just want to hand out songs sax solo. So that was definitely cool that they brought that in. And
It was sexy.
yeah, there you go. And Straight Shot comes back. Was this your first Straight Shot ever? Had you heard it before live?
I haven't heard it before live. I have to be honest. I was going to the bathroom. It was a potty break for me, but I didn't know that song was coming on. And then I heard it as I was coming back, and it's a great song. It's really great live. Dave's vocals on it are amazing. I'm looking forward to hearing it more this summer.
Yeah, I really hope it stays around. I know some fans want to hear that song and Cha Cha, which has been missing since the summertime East Coast tour. So there's definitely some new songs that fans are hoping for here. What was the loudest? What was like the song that the crowd had the loudest pop or noise to when it first started?
Oh, Gray Street is always a crowd pleaser, I feel like. Everybody decides to all scream the lyrics together. It's an amazing experience. So I feel like Gray Street was the one song that everybody was singing along to.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of the few songs of this show that was a hit song. I mean, obviously Space Between was there, but you didn't have Ants, there was no 41, so they did some unique things here. Did the show flow seem different than what you experienced last summer seeing this band?
It was different. I do feel like when it ended with Warehouse, I feel like wow, that was it. It felt like it flew by. And I don't know if it was a shorter set or if it's just that it was just so fun that it just flew by in general. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe in general, just the concert just flew by, and I felt like it was a lot shorter. It only felt like an hour and a half to me, but then I guess looking back, it was like about two and a half hours maybe. But yeah, I felt like, it would have, I would have enjoyed a little bit more of maybe number 41, a little bit more of the classics, but like he said, he was a little bit selfish tonight and played it for him, so that's fine. We accept it. We got satellite, so
Yeah. Now
but we didn't get by you.
We did not. We did not. I specifically called Dave this morning. I said, "Hey, don't play it. Don't start off your." Now, how were the logistics of getting tickets and getting here? I know from Florida. How did you get this to all come together?
Well, I did not get warehouse tickets. I ended up getting on Ticketmaster and got really lucky. There were only a few people in front of me, so I ended up getting face value. I was in section 305, which was a little further back, but honestly, it's such a small venue that it didn't really matter. Anywhere in that venue, I feel like was a great seat. And obviously, the sound anywhere in there is incredible. So, if anybody is looking into going to Vegas in the future, I highly recommend it. In that theater specifically, the sound is incredible. The vibe, the people, everybody, it was amazing. Night one meetup, so many people showed up. One big family at the brewery together, and I definitely highly recommend. 10 out of 10. There are some high winds, I guess, tomorrow, so I'm not sure how we're going to make it out, but we made it.
And are you going to Tempe tomorrow?
What was that?
Are you going to the Tempe show tomorrow?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
The Arizona show tomorrow. Are you?
Oh, no. We're supposed to fly out tomorrow morning back to Florida, so
Okay.
the end of our short little Vegas trip here.
All right. Well, hey, Kayla, thank you for coming on, and I will be down in Florida for Tampa.
I'll be in Pitt. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, my brother should be coming. He's moving literally next week. He's moving to Tampa from here in Connecticut, so I'm gonna be going down there for the show, and of course to see him too, but mostly for the show.
I'm born and raised in Connecticut, so huge fan. So I'm looking forward to seeing y'all.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, and enjoy the rest of your night. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So we want to thank Kayla for coming on, and yeah, all I can say is this was a unique set. I think the biggest thing is, and before we get Zach on, this is an example of you go to this show not to chase songs. You go for the experience of going to Vegas or tomorrow being in Arizona in early March. So if you're in the Northeast like me here in Connecticut, or you're in the Midwest, Chicago, Wisconsin, anywhere, shout out to Wisconsin, the whole state, you go here, you go to spring training, and then you catch tomorrow's show, or you go to Vegas and enjoy the things around here and go to this show. You can't set list chase this early in the year. Now, last time in 2020, we had a show that was a little bit different, and we're going to go real quick over to that. This show was a very, very unique show, right? The first riff since 2014. Let me get over there to that show. We're going to get over to that show. First riff since 2014 was played. And you also had a beach ball comeback for the first time since 2015. You had Tell Me Something Good, first time since 2005. First time Stolen Away had been played since 2016. And the first Sweet Up and Down since 2010. The big difference, again, this is the February 28th, 2020 show, is you started off with Granny Gray Street 41. So you have these songs that gets the crowd moving. You get to some other stuff here, and then, but by the time you get to the 13th song, you get Beach Ball, What You Are, then I'll Come Tomorrow. Yay. After that, you get Long Train Running. But it's just, and then you go through to the main set ends, and then you get a Sweet Up and Down, Ants Marching closer. So this show, literally the world ended after this show. So maybe the world will be good because we didn't get this type of show tonight. But this is a show where the environment, the sound, the acoustics, from what Kayla was saying, and the experience of being in Vegas, Her husband's a casual fan, but they still had a good time. The covers appealed to casual fans for sure, based on, you know, that being more, you have a better chance of connecting with that than you do a DMB song. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to bring on our friend Zach. And let's go ahead and get him in here. Zach, how you doing?
Hey, Marcus, what's good?
I am I'm shocked at I don't think anyone could have predicted this set list unless you had it in your hand or you were Dave Matthews. What did you think of tonight's show?
So I was really excited to check out this room. And I will absolutely say, to echo what was said earlier, I would go back to a show in this room at any point. Even though the room itself is very much Atmos capable, they've got tons of different speaker arrays. I was sitting there kind of going through most of it today. Even just with the normal sound that they did for tonight, that room sounds incredible. And I think that as long as they have a competent engineer at the board, I would go back with no problem. In regard to the show, personally, the beginning of this show really was very sluggish, but there were some highlights, some lowlights. I think that my favorite part of it was Dave's cover of Let's Dance, which he did fairly straight. He didn't really put a lot of his voice into it. He really tried to do his best Bowie impersonation, and it was actually a lot better than I expected. But overall, I think this was a pretty solid set. Definitely not Vegas 2020, though, that's for sure.
Yeah. And speaking of Let's Dance, this was a song Jeff Coffin played with Humphreys McGee. It just got released. It was recorded some time ago, but they decided to put it out this year. And we get to the set list or song sheet gate. DMB social media posts and I'm going to pull this up here, but they post a picture of just the band warming up. In one of the photos, you can see a picture of the actual, like a sheet of songs written out, and people were trying to see, okay, what songs are on this sheet. And so what people had kind of thought was there was a bunch of covers. People, they were saying, oh, I could see this, or I use software to see this. And there were people on social media saying, oh, I think it's a list of covers. What did you think of that? Like, picture a list. What did you hear as far as what people saw in that photo?
Yeah, I mean, the band socials put that out, I think, yesterday or on Wednesday. It's hard, the days kind of run together. And pretty immediately, people were able to kind of suss out that there were 4 different songs on there. And out of the 4 songs that were pretty much listed, 3 of them got played tonight. There was one in particular that was not played yet, and I'm curious to see what that was, or if they decide to play it tomorrow. I do know that at least from the paper set list, someone was able to go and take a look at. There were no changes tonight, so they weren't planning on adding something, or they didn't delete anything. So I'm curious to see if that gets brought out for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. I will say, and let me know what you think on this. I was just shocked at the amount of covers where you only have one album that beats out the cover count. 5 Under the Table and Dreaming versus 4 covers. Everything else, even Walk Around the Moon, I know it just, now it's not the album year, but I thought, hey, maybe we'll get a couple more from there. What do you think of that?
I will say I was kind of taken aback with just how cover heavy this show was. And I mean, like, to a degree, the Vegas 2020 show had its fair amount of covers. I mean, you had at least 2 that I can remember off the top of my head. But overall, like, when you look at this set list for tonight's show, it reads fairly like what you would see or expect from a typical festival set, and then just sprinkled in a bunch of covers. And like with the only real exception being Last Stop, and we can talk about that once I'm done with this. I mean, overall, like I think that a lot of people came into this Vegas show expecting for us to get a ridiculous set list like we did for that 2020 show. And, you know, the essential repeat of it, which was Innings Fest the next day. And I think a lot of people, like, they didn't leave disappointed today, but they definitely saw something different than they were expecting.
Absolutely. People really, just the chatter online, people were flying into Vegas and trying to figure out the ticket as a secondary matter. And it didn't seem like there were people selling tickets, even with SPAC. You'll hear, hey, I'll trade night 1 for night 2. Or last minute, oh, something came up, I can't make it. Kids are sick or something happened, family emergency. I saw one post of a ticket being available, and literally it was someone posting to their friends that, hey, before I go on to the forms or the warehouse boards, which is going to get eaten up right away, here's my small group of friends here. Do anyone want this first? So it just seemed like there were less tickets. And people were literally saying, all right, I'll pay. Maybe I never thought about going to the secondary. I'll do it for Vegas. I want that feeling of 2020.
Agreed. And that was definitely a big driver for today. Even from what I was seeing, not a lot of tickets ended up popping up. I mean, there were a couple in terms of like local folks that got last minutes, but you didn't see like the mass exodus of tickets that you see for some shows.
Yeah. So you wanted to talk about the Last Stop into Immigrant song, what ended MSG Night 2 comes back for the first 2024 full band show.
Yeah. Listen, I think you and I fleshed this out during one of the post streams regarding MSG Night 2 that Immigrant song from that night did not pan well. And I'm going to be firm. The second the Last Stop started tonight, I was like, oh no, please don't let us do this again. I don't want to do it again. And granted, the transition was a little cleaner tonight. It was a bit more fleshed out. It was definitely clear they had rehearsed it. It still confused the hell out of the entirety of the audience. No one knew what the heck was going on with it. They were expecting one thing and they just did not get it. And is this going to be a thing going forward? I don't know. I hope not, because at this point, like, I love Last Stop. I do. It's a great song, but play the whole thing. I'm done with this half stop crap.
Yeah, and I thought, just again, being at home, watching the couch tour, I thought that because it was so early in the set, there was better odds, if even Vegas odds, if you want to say that, that it was going to be completed, just because it's song number 8. Spaceman was before it. You have, time for Dave to kind of just relax while Rashawn and Jeff add in their great parts on Spaceman. And so I'm like, okay, this is the best odds. If this doesn't happen, then I don't know if we're ever going to get the full Last Stop again.
Yeah, I mean, the last full stop was back in 2018. We're going on almost 6 years without the outro to Last Stop. And if there's anything that these last 2 performances have shown me, I have a feeling that outro is dead and buried now.
Yeah. Let's see.
Which is a real shame, because that's the whole payoff of the song, is that outro. I think that's it. It's the second most unfair thing that Dave has done to a song since omitting the 3rd verse of Gray Street because of Conan.
Yeah, we get third verse Gray Street back, but last stop is still a half stop. It felt at from home, it felt like a quarter stop. This show felt like it went by quick. I don't know. Do you have the timing or did it seem longer or shorter?
Lights went out at 8:05 ish. Band was off from Dancing Nancy's at around 10:40. So that puts it at just a bit over 2.5 hours, which is a little shorter than the usual like summer stops. I would figure that once everything's all said and done in terms of like looking back at the tape, doing the song times, this one will probably be just shy of like 2 hours and 2 minutes, 2 hours, 3 minutes of song time.
Gotcha.
It's definitely on the shorter end.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is you have Jimmy thing. That's going to be a little bit of a journey, but last stop is half its size. Lover Lay Down has a little bit of length, but it's not a seek up. It's not even like a crush or something like that wasn't played. So when you don't have those type of, if you don't, you reduce this set really not having one more longer journey. I think that's what makes that illusion that it goes by quick.
Definitely. I
There.
mean, even like looking for a vein, I think normally ends up at around like 2.5 minutes, sometimes even shorter. Why I Am usually only gets to about the 4-ish minute mark. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff on here that screams really long songs. I mean, like you said, the longest on here is gonna be Jimmy Thing, but that's just because of the nature of Jimmy Thing, and that was a 10+ minute Jimmy.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna kick you off the show because I know you literally flew in to Vegas. You're the reason this will be taped. You got to go to Arizona tomorrow to Tempe, and but we appreciate all you do. The fact that if you guys don't know, Zach was the person who got all the audio that Richard taped in Mexico, and he mixed those things as quickly as he could with your regular life. So we appreciate all you do. I just want to say thank you. Get some sleep. We're kicking you off this show, and safe travels to Arizona.
Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate it. I'm going to go and take a nice little nap before I have to go for 5 hours in the desert through this windstorm, which will be oh so much fun.
Wow. Yeah, be safe. Drive safe.
I will do. All right. Good seeing you, bud. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Later.
All right. So we're going to have a special New England double 2-for-1 guest interview here. We got two people from both Rhode Island and Massachusetts that'll come on, and we'll see what they think about this show in Vegas, flying across country almost ish kinda to see this show. So we're gonna bring on Jen from Rhode Island, and then we're gonna bring on Jojo from Massachusetts. How you guys doing?
Good.
Come on.
So let's start off with Jen. Jen, before this show even started, it looks like you were yet again like Cape Town and Johannesburg or Pretoria. You had some adventures. What'd you do before the show this week?
I did a food tour down at the Venetian. I went to the Grand Canyon yesterday. You know, trying to do some un-Vegas stuff. You know.
How did you get to the Grand Canyon and back?
Took a helicopter tour.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So is that your first time ever visiting the Grand Canyon?
First time ever in the Grand Canyon. Yep. It might be the only time, but gotta knock it off the bucket list, you know?
That's awesome. And so the show, before the show starts,
yep.
what was the environment like in Las Vegas this morning, this afternoon, right before the lights come down?
It's weird because there's so much other stuff going on that people aren't necessarily, like, I feel like for us, like our Dave Matthews tribe, like we're like, all right, we're here for the show. And that's all we're here for. And here there's like Madonna's playing tonight, U2's playing, there's like a NASCAR event. I mean, there's just so much stuff going on that this is just kind of like an afterthought. I met so many people that didn't even know that this was even happening tonight.
Wow. And yeah, that's a great point. In the scheme of things, you got the Las Vegas Motor Speedway has the third NASCAR weekend of the year.
Yep.
That's going to be, I mean, one section can have 3,000, 4,000 people there. And then you, like you said, Madonna, U2 in the Sphere,
Yes,
which
Sphere like is huge. You know, people are like, people don't even know about this theater. They're like, oh, where's he playing at? Like the Sphere. I'm like, no, he's playing at Dolby. They're like, where's Dolby? It's a small venue, you know, people don't think about it.
Yeah. And JoJo. So JoJo, you're flying from Massachusetts. What motivated you to come to this show in Vegas to start off your D&B touring this year?
Good question. First, shout out to Zach. That guy's the man. It was a last minute thing. I got a bunch of friends here on a 50th birthday party, and I couldn't commit. And at the last minute, I was like, I'm just going to go. So I made a decision last night. Flew out this morning at 7:15. So it's like almost 3 a.m. East Coast time. You're a warrior for doing this, by the way. But I think she hit it on the head, right? Like the main thing is I'm here to celebrate someone's 50th, and we're actually going to the NASCAR race on Sunday as well.
Awesome. So this is great. We have Jen had already in advance planned things out. JoJo says, hey, I got to be here. I need to see this. I need to hang out with, celebrating a friend's birthday, and a big one. The 5-0 is a big milestone. So that's cool. Now, what do you think, JoJo, of the show?
Well, I mean, I've done my best to be listening as much as I could. I had to walk back all the way back to the Mirage. Look, this isn't SPAC, right? It's not Deer Creek. It's not Hartford this year. I had to do that to you. I had to do that to you. Let's be honest, it's Vegas, right? It's a Vegas show. So many people that did not know a single song tonight. And, got the tickets, they got the tickets. A lot of first timers, non-Dave fans. I mean, it's Vegas. It's March.
Big money pay for these tickets.
Oh, for sure. Jen, you're not wrong. It was fun, right? I texted you a few times. I thought the outros were different, right? They're like outros 2.0. They've been working on something. They seem great. It was kind of like date night-ish thing, but look, there's some good stuff. What you say? You got Spaceman, you got Last Quarter Stop, call it what you will, right? How can you go wrong? Those covers were good. I'd say they sounded great. I don't know what Jen thinks, but it was loud. I felt the bass going through me every song.
Well, a small venue was really loud.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I don't know where you were sitting. I was in the back of 305, so I was all the way in the back. But
yeah, I was in 203. They were actually really good seats. The pit was way.
There's not a bad seat in there.
Yeah, no, there's not. But we're excited for pit. That thing seemed way too big. Where I think you might have been disappointed if you went for a pit ticket tonight.
If you paid $5,000 for that pit ticket, you were.
Yeah, forget about it. You might not be happy, but look, it is what it is. I was here. I was like, go. How can I not go? It'd be shameful. You'd never let me on again if I told you I was here and didn't go.
Now, Jen, you saw the band in South Africa.
That was my last show in South Africa.
Yeah, and so you see the last full band show of 2023. You see the first of 2024. Anything you notice different as far as their sound, as far as some of the things they did?
I've said a few times since the show ended, that warehouse was the warehouse of the early 2000s, the 1990s, 2000. That was the old school warehouse. It was really good. I don't know, you don't normally get a warehouse at Nancy's like they used to do back in the day. That was always a given on the set, and they haven't done that in a long time. I don't know. It was good. Dave did tell us not to spend a lot of money tonight too. So he kept reiterating that if we lose our money, it's not his fault.
Well,
I don't know if you call them fake months. There seemed to be a lot of times where I was like, oh, I know what's coming, and then they didn't play it. So they were just like, they would hit like a couple of chords and then just like stop and go completely into something else more frequently than I normally remember.
Yeah, Gravedigger was good. I felt that one coming, but yeah, I feel the same way. Like a lot of times you thought they were coming into a song, and like I thought Two Step was coming a couple times and it didn't come, but yeah, I mean, I said it in South Africa. I'll say it again here. Like I don't care what they play. I'm always happy with the set list. But Why I Am doesn't come out very often either. Like I don't know. They did a good job of pulling some stuff out that they don't have all the time in their repertoire. But I mean, they could play an entire album. I'd be happy. I don't care. So
I was happy to get Spaceman.
I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah, I was chasing Spaceman all last year and never got it. So it's one of my favorite songs. I was glad to hear that tonight.
I had to go all the way to South Africa to get Every Day. So I was waiting for that for a long time, and I got it, and I got it good. So I'm fine with whatever they want to do.
Yeah, so what's interesting about this set, as you said, they played some stuff that hasn't been played that often. Virginia in the Rain full band before last year hadn't been played in a while. Old Dirt Hill hadn't been played in a while as frequently.
They played Old Dirt Hill in South Africa.
Yeah. So last year, Old Dirt Hill got a little more frequency from Guilford to the end of the year. You definitely saw it come back. So those are two songs that in the full band variety weren't around as frequently before last year.
So Virginia in the Rain has been played a lot too. Like I felt like they didn't play that for a long time, and all of a sudden they're playing that a lot more now.
Yeah, Dave would play it solo. Yeah. Or Dave and Tim would play it, but Virginia in the Rain.
But they opened with it, which you don't. That's a quiet song to open up with, you know.
Yeah, and they've done it a couple of times here. Let's look at the stats. Last year, it was a couple of times, and some fans complained about it. And I can understand that because when a show opens up,
you want the energy.
You want that energy. So 7:19, 7:21, 8:24, 8:29, 11:17, all openers. And then, of course, in 2024, tonight's show. So yeah, those are two songs. Then going down the list, that's not it. Spaceman, like Jojo just said, it came back a little more last year. Before that, it disappeared. The Last Stop in 2019, it got plays in I think it was like 2018, but it's gotten more plays in the last, since the pandemic. I've seen it's been MSG twice, and then Gorge and Tonight. So those are 4 plays. And then also you had Straight Shot get another play. You saw it in South Africa. It was in Mohegan.
I saw that in Mohegan. I saw it in Mohegan. Yep.
So those are songs that if you didn't get much of in recent years, that you got here tonight amongst the various covers there. So that is one thing that you can say, is that you got some unique stuff, even though this is definitely not your traditional show that you would expect here after the 2020 show, where you had stuff like Beach Ball come up, and What You Are being played, and combining that with Sweet Up and Down. It was much more of a people chasing those deep cuts, got those deep cuts there.
It's gonna be interesting where they take it to Europe, like what, how that vibe's gonna go. Like, is this what we're gonna see for them next month? Like, a lot of people are talking about that tonight. Like, is this where they're going for the next 18 shows that they have?
Hey, Marcus, on the covers tonight, which one are you looking forward to hearing in the summer?
Let's Dance by far was just the one that
they killed it.
Again, couched from the couch. Again, I was not there, but But from that, just it seemed like the best one that they did, and they were able to translate it. So that's one that I would love to see. I would love to see um, I would love to see Sledgehammer Sunset, and I would love to see stuff like Watchtower almost be non-existent. Even as a Peter Gabriel fan, I mean, Peter Gabriel's, I love his Live in Athens is one of my favorite live albums, but I don't think they should play Sledgehammer. I would love to see Let's Dance in its spot. I believe in rotating covers in and out for the most part. Like I'll take a Cortez, any day of the week. I'm not going to complain. But
who wouldn't?
there's some people who don't like it. To be fair, there's people who don't like how long it is, and it's just not their vibe, and I get that too. Speaking of vibe, this poster. Now let's start off here.
Listen, I didn't get a poster. I'm a little bitter.
So. I didn't either.
So
but I liked it.
So Bailey Race.
Is this a post? I didn't even see it. This is the poster right here.
Yeah.
This is an Instagram post from February 3rd, 2024.
Wow.
So this was posted like, hey, this is a sneak preview of an upcoming poster that he's going to be working on. So someone sent me this and said, hey, this is what I'm hearing the poster may be. So this is at 2:30. This is 30 minutes before the poster is officially announced. People were literally like scouring through all the different artists that have done DMB stuff to say, okay, anything, any hints, anything, and they found this. So then at 3 o'clock, this is the poster.
So that's a good poster.
And we'll get back to this poster in a second, but what I want to do is go up to here.
Marcus would have bought that one.
I would have absolutely bought it. I want to zoom in here because we have this quote was put on one of the poster forms, right? And let me just make sure we get this over. So this is what Bailey Ray said. He said, I've been getting messages all morning from folks speculating that I did tonight's poster, and it never ceases to amaze me how sleuthy some of you are. I hope you dig it. Like, so people were literally messaging him like, hey, I saw this post from this date. Like, people keep these receipts. The internet literally does not rest. People are going to speculate. People have theories. Oh, I think it's Slater. I think it's Spear. I think it's this. No, it's going to be a Methane. And here we go. It's here. So let's start off with you, Jen. What did you think of this poster?
That's the first time seeing it. Yeah, it's different. I like all the posters. I think they're all have something to offer. I think a lot of people were hoping it was going to be more Vegas-y, I guess. You know, more like a casino-like. I think is what people are hoping for.
Gotcha. And just going back over the years, they've had other. I think the reason that this one was out more of you have more of the desert.
Clearly it was because I went to the Grand Canyon. That's why they made it like
that. Yeah. But a lot of the other posters have had casino themes.
Yeah.
They've had
like
cards.
Mohegan, I got the Mohegan one, and it was night 2 Mohegan was casino themed.
Yeah, it was. And Vegas has had posters over the years that have more of that. You're inside of Las Vegas. So this one I think was what made this one nice is you're outside.
Yeah.
You have the outside landscape, and you still have that slot machine.
What it looks like when you walk off the strip, like if you get away from downtown, that's what you're gonna see.
Yeah. The only thing, the bonus points would be is if they had some of the limestone, the white limestone that you can see because the water is receded so low. If you can see that in the poster, that's just bonus points. But, we're gonna bring in John Hicks here. He loves posters, and we're gonna add him in, and we want to hear what he thinks. John, what do you think of this poster, man? Hello, John. Can you hear us? Okay, I think he's having some technical difficulties. Yeah, because he's not moving. Okay. Yeah, I'll check back in on John. Jojo, what'd you think of the poster?
I liked it. I felt like a lot of posters last year were, to your point, not budget worthy. I think it's how you put it. But this is one I definitely would have bought. The lines were too crazy, and I was just like, man, I really like it. If I can get it in an aftermarket, I'll get it. But I just can't stand in that line. I don't think I'll get one. And you just, sometimes you just get, it's futile. And I was like, forget it. But I do like it. I definitely would have bought this poster.
Did it? I'm guessing it sold out. Were you able to see if it sold out?
I think it definitely did, because a buddy of mine was in line, and I said, look, if you can get me one, get me one. But he said the line was crazy pre-show. I know a lot of people we happened to go over there early to see if we get some different tickets, and people are hunting around hoping to pick the poster up early. So it seems like it was a crazy line. I really can't say.
Okay, let's see if we can bring John in. John, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, we had some connections. We'll bring Jen back in as
sorry.
well.
No, sorry, I'm actually still in the casino.
Okay.
So it's coming in and out on the.
Okay. Let's go. John, so what did you think of this poster?
I thought it was a fine poster. I mean, it didn't really. It didn't yell, you have to stand in line all day for it, but I picked it up on the drop earlier, so I didn't have to wait in line for it. I don't know if I would have waited in line for it, but I still picked it up, and it probably would never go on the wall, but I have it. That's how I feel about it.
With the other 50?
Probably 100 at this point.
Exactly. Like, what do you do with them all?
Yeah.
So did you see if the poster sold out, John? Do you know people that
I
were
I wasn't clocking it, to be honest, but I do know there were foils, and they up until like 7:30ish, maybe. Someone told me that, and but no, I didn't even look at the merch. But when I was leaving, there were people still in line for merch, which was kind of strange. But yeah, I wasn't really clocking the poster since I picked it up earlier during the drop.
So people were in line. Was there any like Vegas merch, that specific merch?
No, there was no cards either, which was kind of surprising since Mexico had cards. Go ahead.
There was a Vegas t-shirt.
There was a Vegas t-shirt? Okay.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
It's interesting because some years, like even, I think it was what was that at? When you go to 2-night stands, sometimes like the first night when I'm trying to get a poster, right? People are buying merch, and obviously all of us have we go to more than 3 or 4 concerts a year for DMB, but it's always interesting because within the poster buy lines, people are like, oh, I want to have that. I'm like, if someone who goes to a bunch of shows a year and you can buy it online, you can already buy the tour t-shirt for this summer online. They're trying to get an advance payment for, but it's like, I rarely buy the actual summer tour t-shirt every year. I already have so many years that I will buy a venue specific shirt, but I'll be at a midweek show. There's no venue t-shirt. And it's like, people are in line all trying. Hey, it's good for the band, right? They're making money, but it's interesting. So, John, what do you think of this show?
It was a very rough start. I knew when Dave said we're going to be a little bit selfish tonight, I knew that that was going to be not a good sign for myself.
Yeah,
and it was a rough night. I mean, it was a rough night for your boy. So, I don't have a lot of positive things to say, but I also don't have a lot of negative things to say because that's just not what I'm here for. But the highlight for me of the show probably was Lover Lay Down. That was the highlight of the show for me. I really enjoyed Lover Lay Down. And the half stop was okay. I mean, I didn't see that half stop coming. And that was about it. Gray Street and Nancy's was pretty smooth too. But yeah, that was. But overall, though, it was I just don't think that set list was made for me though.
That's exactly what I said. It's not for me. It's not about me. The set list is not about me. The crowd from the various live streams seemed to be into it.
Oh yeah, the crowd was lit now. Don't judge the crowd based on my reaction, because like everyone that I was sitting around, they were in hog heaven. But I mean, it just just different levels of fandom, and I go into shows with zero expectations. If that would have been just a normal summer show, I may have enjoyed it a little bit more, because I'm only looking to get 1 or 2 songs a show, and I got Lover Lay Down, and I got Nancy's, and I got Gray Street. Space Between was pretty good too.
Staying on the Barry, so he was from 2014 to 2022. Dave was using the raised B acoustic, but last year he brought back the Barry baritone guitar, which it was played on in studio. So that's cool.
That Space Between was really fast though.
Oh, really?
It was really fast.
Tempo was sped up.
Oh, very fast.
What I will say is, so on the couch tour, there was like some issues with seeing the guitar Dave had. I thought he had the crazy thing is it was, and this happens, it's just choppy streams, but it's better to just be able to hear than nothing. But I couldn't tell what guitar he had. So I was like, he's talking about children and talking about, trying to, protect them and things like that and keep them safe. I was like, oh no, he's playing Come Tomorrow. So
that's what I was thinking too.
I was like, listen, I would rather have any day of the week. I would rather have a quarter stop than Come Tomorrow, which I think is one of the worst written songs. And listen, Dave is a masterful songwriter, but it's probably one of his worst written songs that he's written. And so I was like, I'd rather have that quarter stop than Come Tomorrow. So I was like, I even put on Twitter, I was like, in 2018, he would have played Come Tomorrow after this speech. But in 2024 and last year, anything post-pandemic, Davis had a more, again, Madman's Eyes come out. He has much more of a realistic, we got to fight, we got to believe, we got to really address these issues. And it's not time to play around. And thus we get Last Stop instead of a Come Tomorrow or some other song that is more upbeat and hopeful.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take a half stop any day over a Come Tomorrow for sure. That it's a really nice venue. I will say that it's a really nice venue to see a show in, especially a D&B show. There really isn't a bad viewing angle unless you're on the far ends of each corner. But it's a great venue to see a show for sure.
It's awesome. We got to ask you about the Sphere, because you went a couple of days. You went yesterday, right? Or
Wednesday. I went to Hoover Dam yesterday.
What did you think of that venue?
The Sphere. Oh, it's the future. It's like going into the future. It's mind blowing. It exceeded my expectations, and I definitely want to go back and see a live performance there. But what I'm more curious and more excited for is when a filmmaker, because I'm a huge movie buff, is when a filmmaker figures out how to tell a narrative story using that technology, it's going to change the way people view movies.
That's awesome. What did you see there?
Darren Aronofsky's Postcard to Mirth. It's a 50-minute short film. It uses all the technology. It gives you the full scope of the Sphere. It gives you like that glassesless 3D effect, the rumble seats, the wind blowing. It's a spectacle to see. It's hard to describe. You have to just see it. But it's definitely worth the $90 that I paid to go.
It's awesome.
And even the lobby experience is otherworldly. Like they have like these iRobot, like AI robots in the lobby, and they will interact with you. And it's really gnarly. Like it's cool. It's like going into the future. I'll tell anyone, definitely go. If you come to Vegas, definitely go to the Sphere.
All right. Well, hey, Jojo, John, I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your however long you're in Vegas. Enjoy that time and take care.
All right, buddy. See you later. See you in Tampa.
You,
All
Marcus.
right.
We appreciate you. Later.
Take care. All right, so there you have it. Those some great live perspective from Vegas. People literally in the casinos, some people in their hotels. But I want to thank everyone for coming on. Now, I wanted to get to this because I've noticed we're going to get to American Songwriter. They've been making articles, and I think the specific thing is, I mean, I guess they're winning at it. This American Songwriter online publication seems to be making specific articles to attract large fan bases or fan bases with lots of people online. And so they've had some Dave Matthews Band content about his songs, things like that. And I wanted to talk about this article because I think it honestly was not well written, but sometimes these articles are specifically they have controversial points or like lackluster points just to get people to click on it. And obviously I'm clicking on it and you see all these ads right here on my stream. There's free advertising. But I wanted to just because obviously they do this with like even top guitar lists or the best this of all time. They will intentionally, and I was a communication major in college, and I'm glad I didn't go into journalism because all the newspapers, they went out of business when I graduated and they were merging. Anyway, neither here nor there. They want people want to be gratified or feel like there's something about their favorite artist, and especially the D&B fan base. Oh my gosh, Dave is on House. Dave did this. Oh, someone wrote an article about that. Some celebrity referenced Dave Matthews in a joke. You know, it's big. But this article specifically says 3 Dave Matthews Band songs for people who say they don't like DMB. Okay. The first song is Crush. Okay, and it's saying, all right, it's about his wife. It almost didn't make the actual, and you guys I'll put the article in this stream once I'm done. But it talks about, how it almost didn't make the album, right? And it's kind of like this idea, it's not the typical happy-go-lucky song that Dave writes, right? It's an ode to love and to the object of Dave Matthews' affection. And it's jazzy, it's a jazzy bluesy track, which it is, right? But this isn't a song. The issue with this song is this is a song that if you grew up in the late 90s, Now, obviously kids born later don't know this song as a staple in pop culture, or they didn't hear it on the radio, but this is a song that people hear and they're like, yeah, this is why I don't like Dave Matthews. The next Dave Matthews Band song they have is Say Goodbye, which is a song I love. And it says another song that took a lot to land on an album, Say Goodbye, was first included on the band's 1996 album Crash, but hardcore fans know that the lyrics have gone through many iterations, but the overarching theme hasn't changed, and it's the idea of spending an enormous, intimate night with a friend, just one night as lovers. We've all been there, right? Or at least had the thought. And Matthews performed this often at Live at Luther College, and it talks about the lyrics, but again, there's no supporting points about why it should be picked. This is another song that I think if you don't like Dave Matthews Band, you're not going to like this song. Then the third song they pick is Watchtower, which is a cover. And they talk about Dylan wrote it, Hendrix then covered it, but perhaps most notably, it's something tied to Dave Matthews Band, which is absolute Kappa Alpha Cap sorority nonsense. The most popular cover of Watchtower is the Jimi Hendrix version. And in the 90s, this was a way for Dave to play a song when he's opening up for the Grateful Dead, when he's playing Horde Festival. You play Watchtower, it's going to get attention. Woodstock 99, it was probably one of my favorite performances of Watchtower is Woodstock 99. But the problem with the modern version of Watchtower is it doesn't have the acoustic uniqueness, and it's a cover song. Now the song is so heavily based in the louder rock version, the original uniqueness of Watchtower isn't there. So I don't think this is a good song to share to someone. It's not even a Dave Matthews Band song. There's so many songs to choose from. So this article has two songs that to me aren't that unique in the Dave Matthews Band catalog. In the long scheme of things, there are many more eclectic, unique songs than Crush and Say Goodbye. And Watchtower is a cover, and again, it's not even a unique cover at this point because it doesn't have the same vibe when Leroy was playing sax and Boyd was at his best playing the violin parts, which you can, again, that 99 Woodstock version exhibits the entire band in a more acoustic percussive vibe, which is more unique than what Hendrix, Hendrix is obviously the best version, but he doesn't try to copy that version. So this is what I would say, especially, and I'm thinking more about my fellas, right? My boys. If you want to try to turn, if you want to even have a shot at having someone have respect DMB, you have to go to Before These Crowded Streets or Dark DMB in general. Because the issue is people who never in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the present day, people say, oh, Dave Matthews Band makes these cheesy, corny songs. He doesn't have any edge. He doesn't have any dark to him. It's just, oh, it's ants marching, crash into me, satellite, these light, fluffy songs. But if somebody actually goes to a show, like I did, my first show in 2012, and I hear the Stone opener for the first time in person, that changed me from a casual fan to wanting to go to every single show. It's dark, it's heavy, it's intense. That is the type of stuff that people who don't like Dave Matthews Band that go to a show be like, oh, I didn't know he did that. Same thing with Halloween. I still think What You Are is one of the most powerful experiences you can have with this current version of the band. A song like What You Are, nobody would ever think Dave Matthews would have a song like that in his catalog. The chilling effect of Carter, shaking those shakers, whatever they are, in that build-up, and you can hear Stefan's bass at the beginning, and you can hear Dave's guitar, and then it just builds up to something. That's something that if you take someone to a show or they listen to What You Are, they may say, you know what, I rock with that. And I'm thinking of my friends who like metal and rock, and you're going to be like, okay, that's a song that shows me a different side of D&B, right? It's not the same stuff. You wouldn't expect that to be in the catalog if you've only heard stuff in the radio. Overall, though, I do think this article brings up a point which I think is a problem, not just in the D&B fan base, but in many fan bases. There's too many people that even want to try to turn someone into a D&B fan. If they don't like D&B, it's the end of the world. And that type of thinking is dangerous and sometimes concerning. I know many of us on forums and message boards are diehard fans. But it's like, if your girl don't like D&B, but she's loyal and she's trustworthy and she's great, she's a great spouse or wife or girlfriend, whatever she is, that's okay. If your man don't like D&B, but he listens to what you have to say, he's respectful, he knows how to hang with your family and socialize. Who cares if he doesn't like D&B? Like, people are like, I have to have someone who likes D. No, you don't. No, you don't. And then people's kids, my kid doesn't like D&B. He's got straight A's. He or she's got straight A's. Does well in school. They're excelling. They end up getting a nice job out of college, but they don't like D. Who cares? Not everyone has to like D&B, and trying to beat people over the head with the songs is not going to work. Over time, sometimes people will actually come into the band, and like me, I from 2005 to 2011, I was a very, very casual fan, right? Pandora, eventually Spotify, before all that, allegedly LimeWire, right? It was only the hits. But I wasn't really into them like that until I went to that first show. My friend, brought me to that show. But if I didn't have a Stone opener, who knows if I would even be here right now? I kid you not. That Stone opener, the way how powerful that was, versus if I got like a what's a if I got a Bayou opener, who knows? I'm probably not here. You know, that Stone opener in my first show changed the trajectory of my fandom, because there were plenty of other acts that I was going to see and other live music I would have been into that wasn't D&B, that would have taken my time and my money. But that the Stone opening up, like the Stone would be one of those songs I would share with people, because the Stone has such a way to grab everyone, from people who like the happy parts and the positive stuff to people who like the dark stuff and people in between. So I would even say, if I had to pick three songs, the Stone would be definitely be one of them. If someone doesn't like D&B, this is specifically if they don't rock with what they hear on the radio, I would say the Stone. I would say What You Are, and then I'd probably go with Halloween. There's plenty of other choices you can make. Let me know in the comments what you guys would say. But these are songs that are different than what you hear on the radio. And if you have any chance of turning someone, it's going to be that way. All right. So I will be back tomorrow. I do want to say thank you guys. Listen, I put out a full show. I'm going to try to pull this up here. We'll close out with, give me 1 second, guys. I put out a full show of the Daventon, Mexico Night 1 multicam from this year. And last I checked, a lot of people have watched this video compared to what I typically put out. And thank you guys who have watched that video, who requested, hey, can here's some video clips. The taper, Zach, got a rig to someone who was there and then edited the video after. I really have a strong feeling to, if there's content available to make a video like that, I want the fans to be able to experience that night again. Like, there's so much that we don't get as D&B fans, but instead of complaining to the band, which is going to do what they want to do, they give this opportunity for us as video recorders, as people who are tapers, to have that and put it up on YouTube or put it and share it with other people. And we're not going to get a copyright strike, right? Obviously, I don't make any money off these videos, nor would I want to. It's not my work. It's other people's work. But they allow us, they could easily strike it down and say, nope, it's not an official release from the band. You guys can't watch this on YouTube. But I became the fan I am today also because of videos from people like Copperpot and MRMY Crispy and some other people. And so the fact that people like the videos that I'm putting out here, I really appreciate that. And I'm working on night 2. I'll get to night 3, but I just think that we shouldn't have to wait until late March for SiriusXM to drop 3 nights of audio only. Like, we should be able to watch videos. But again, that's not a possibility right now. So I wanted to bring this stuff to you guys the best I can. A lot of it I pushed through as quickly as possible just because I want, people wanted that audio out. And also, with that said, please be patient with the tapers and some of the websites that release this stuff to us, whether it's the D&B Hub, whether it's the various like Dreaming Tree. Please be patient. I think many people understand that You guys are patient, but there's people that aren't patient. When is this coming up? When is it, bro? The show ended 2 days ago and it was in Mexico. Like, when is it coming up? When is it coming? And I try to, obviously you can check the sites, but I try to, if I see it's up, I try to share, hey, it's up. Hey, this is what happened. You guys, he get updates from me when, Zach or some of the, or Mark or other tapers will tell me what's going on with the taping situation. I try to notify people, but just give these people time. Like I said, Zach is going above and beyond just to tape these shows. If it takes him 3 weeks to get the tape out, wait those 3 weeks and stop complaining. And again, you will be notified by the website. Ant Marching will tells you it's on the hub. And if it's not on the hub for 3 weeks, be patient. So we try to get, I try to, get these things out to you when I can, even if it's just a video from my cell phone. I believe that the content should get out to the fans, and we working together. I don't like you and me, but literally you and me together, we did this video that's up is because of all the people who sent in videos, the taper audio, all that stuff. It was a team effort. I just had the privilege of putting together the clips. I didn't shoot any of the video, but thank you to everyone who saw the various things there. And we'll close out. I'm gonna get this up. See if we can. See if I can. All right, we'll see if this will pull up here. I'll get a selection from this show, but you guys can see it on YouTube as well. And we'll get this off here. Get the audio on. All right, so let's see. We'll go through.
But no.
All right, Death on the High Seas. We'll close out with this one. This one is just such a beautiful performance and rendition by Dave and Tim, and I would love to see this back full band, but we'll close out with Death on the High Seas. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow. Innings Fest, Dave Matthews Band, second full band show of the year. Enjoy Death on the High Seas. Take care. Peace.
We Quakers wear modern clothes. I've since left the fold, so to speak, but I still hold on to a lot of what they say. And one of the things that they say is when you gotta say something, you gotta say it, even if it gets you in trouble. And Quakers get in a lot of trouble. But I don't mean to offend anybody by this. But I just want to say that the world is a difficult place right now for a lot of people. And, whether it's the Congo or Ethiopia, or whether it's Myanmar, or whether it's Ukraine, or just how awful it must be to be in Gaza right now. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible place to be, just a person trying to live. And I just want to say, a baby killed yesterday is a tragedy, but a baby killed tomorrow is a preventable tragedy. And I just wonder what we're doing to our babies, because there's only us. There's no us and them. There's just us. And until we all realize that and stop listening to the voices that divide us and listen to the voices that bring us together and realize we're all the same. We're all on the same boat. And we're all in it together, and we need to stop letting people pull us apart. And we need to realize if we all get together and say that love should rule the day rather than hatred, things will be better for our children and for our children's children. And I just want to say I hope that we figure it out before too long, before we lose our humanity. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much. And if I've offended anybody by saying that, Traded yesterday for tomorrow, and it's all used up. It's like we're floating out to sea, a message in a plastic bottle. Ooh, baby, don't you cry, cry, baby, cry. Ooh, baby, how I love you. Oh, baby, don't cry. One word, then you talk, one step, then you walk. I can't believe how tall you are now. Remember, oh, one step you looked up at me and smiled, felt my heart bursting inside. We could change the words on the dollar to read in palms we trust. It's like we're living in a dream. The dinosaur is waiting for us. Ooh, baby, don't you cry, cry, baby, cry. Ooh, baby, how I love you. Oh, baby, don't cry. One step you looked up at me and smiled, I felt my heart bursting inside. Yeah, one word then you talk, one step then you walk. I can't believe how tall you are now. Remember, oh, one step you looked up at me and smiled, I felt my heart bursting inside. It's crazy, oh, one word then you talk, one step then you walk. I know it's gonna be alright anyway. We're tending the body, we're tasting